Never enough of these. Let me check some inventory here. Hey, what's up, Gold? Good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you may be. We're gonna need some of those. We need cliff explosives here. I need to get those set up. Should probably just make them right here on Novice. We won't need that many. Oh yeah, we did some work on Fulgora. This is the new EM science array. Pretty good tick of EM science here. Holmium will eventually bottom out, and it will slow down slightly. But this voids everything at a constant. Kind of like the old one did, but this one's better because it's faster, and it's cheaper, and provides batteries. Yeah, Holmium is going to be bottoming out on this one soon. This one, Holmium's already bottomed out. And it still keeps it going pretty good. So my plan to expand EM science is simple now. Just find a scrap and then drop one of these on it. We get EM science, we don't get overstocked on anything. It's voided. And it creates rocket parts to export. Easy EM science. The red circuits were the biggest issue because they have so many recyclable intermediates. And you get a lot of them. So I had to rig up the quad recycler here for the void. And this needs speed modules, or this does not work. The 2 void setup doesn't work. You have to have 4 legendaries with legendary speed modules for this to keep up. Yeah, everything else is kept at a constant. And batteries fall behind, so we have battery production here. In Fulgora, battery production is easy. Really easy. I would have liked the scrap to have kept up with the battery demand, but there's just no way. It's just not possible with the amount of accumulators that the EM science requires. I'm still not exactly sure the SPM on this. I haven't tested it yet. But judging from what I see here, it's good. It takes a minute for it to turn on because the main block is the super caps, or excuse me, not the super caps. Oh yeah, it is the super caps, I'm sorry. No, it's not super caps. What is it? Okay, it's the copper plate needed for the green circuits. And it won't start making copper plates until the copper cables get to 22K. Then it'll start making copper plates and everything else turns on. And by that point, we've got a ton of holmium to burn through. Yeah, even after the holmium is bottomed out, I estimate we're still getting maybe 400 SPM here. Maybe even 500. 500 would be really good, but I don't think it's that high. Conservative estimate is 400. Just still really good from something of this size. It powers itself. These are enough accumulators to power the grid. Even at full demand when the silo's running. Ultimately, the goal behind these science builds is to make 1,000,000 SPM feasible and UPS friendly. So far, I'd say we're getting there. Gleba is already unlocked. Gleba has got the build. Expansion is going to be easy here. This gets 3,900 SPM at max, which is more than enough. And really good value, really good bang for your buck on the agricultural science here. And I've got the belt running now, so the agricultural science all goes to the belt. Much cleaner, much more UPS friendly. I've considered maybe even getting the fruits on a belt. But then we're potentially running into spoilage problems, and we can't have that. I think it could be done, but it just seems more feasible to use bots, and definitely more space efficient. A new issue has arisen. There's no problem that engineering can't solve. That's lovely there. That's a lot of legendary biochambers. Yeah, let's hear it. What you got? How's our upcycling going here? We have way too much uncommon iron. Holy crap. Yeah, we got to get through that. Oh, you were able to solve it? What was the issue? Red belt. Are we talking stack inserter saturated belt or bulk? What tech are we talking here? I'm not very good with the belts. Okay, normal quality. 30 per second. But they're running with quality. Okay. Cables? EM pretty hot with the cables. I'd say 2 maybe? Depends on if they're beaconed or not. 2, maybe 3 EM plant? If unbeaconed, maybe 6, 7. Okay, what else do I need for this expansion? At the next level of research pod, we're going to shift focus to some agricultural science research. I want asteroid productivity full. We are going to have to start producing heating towers again soon. We need recyclers. We need assembly machines. Four, yeah, okay. I was close. Was there a hidden variable there? We need beacons. How many do we have on Novice? More than enough. Let's go ahead and get a bunch of those up, because we're going to need a lot of those for expansion. Gleba kind of gets beacon heavy because I like to keep things running at efficiency limit. Okay, because of the prod bonus, the answer is 5. It makes sense. Usually there is some kind of hidden variable when applying math, especially at high production. We're gonna need some prod speed modules. Quality, we're good. It is until Shattered Planet, like I said, and then... Oh, we got a hit! Let's go! Factorial's even a gotcha game, see? We just got the good gotcha. Nice. Soon we will have 4 silos full of legendary biter nests. By the time we get 6 silos full of legendary biter nests, we should have more than enough biter eggs coming up very quickly for a huge amount of Promethean science. We've already got the platform down in the Covenant. That's another thing I'm trying to do, is trying to minimize the amount of platforms that are used. We're only running, I think, 9. 3, 6, no, only 8. Do we only have 8 platforms right now? Wow, that's it, only 8 platforms. And these things are so small. I usually do like belt balancing and lane balancing for early game Factorio. I like to do main bus until you get fluid bus going, and then everything gets converted to fluid bus. But yeah, I could still be good for like mass circuits here. Yeah, this thing turns out a ton of green circuits. I think it's like 20k a minute. But we would definitely need quite a balancer here to get this thing going. I figure this can support 8 lanes of green circuits. We've been prototyping these other science builds. I've been getting a lot of requests for normal quality. So I've been trying to do some normal quality science setups with the foundries. And I've got the SPM listed there, what you get for normal and legendary quality. The jump is substantial, look at that. At normal you get 390 SPM on this. At legendary you get 7800 SPM. It's insane how well these upgrade. This is even pre-Fulgora tech here. We're using assemblies for the circlet here. I also had a request for that. Somebody wanted, you know, what can I use the foundries for right after I get them? And the biggest benefit, in my opinion, is science. I'm considering building a productivity one, but productivity is just... it's such a wild beast. And at normal quality, you're gonna need a huge stone bus. But yeah, this goes from 20 SPM on this one to 430 at legendary quality. And again, that's without EM plants, which makes it even more compact. So I'm pleased with these. They're all blue belts. There's no green belts, and everything's normal quality. And there are only tier 2 modules in here. So I think this is providing. I did a new Fulgora blueprint for getting started. Now here it is. This tiny thing here can get you started on Fulgora pretty quickly. I use extra efficiency modules, so later on, when I need to use more things, I have some extra to play with. Yeah, this is like a good planetfall for Fulgora. Set up your cargo landing pad right next to here on a scrap pile, and boom, you start getting Fulgora intermediates almost instantly. We've got a chem plant here rigged up to an assembler, so you can turn this to ice melt and get refined concrete to get you those early EM plants. You could use this for light oil from heavy oil and get rocket fuel. Yeah, this is kind of a speedrun blueprint. You could even set this to lubricant, and then you could start bot production by making electric engine units, which is almost free on Fulgora. So there's a lot of versatility in this blueprint and what it can do. It will eventually back up on solid fuel and iron plates. But again, this is just to get started, and to get started you want a lot of iron plates and you want a lot of solid fuel. You could even maybe convert this to like a steam setup. I know some people like to use steam on Fulgora, which a lot of people are like, well, why would you do that when there's free energy? Well, free energy means accumulators and lightning collectors, and it means a lot of them. Whereas with solid fuel, you've got a ton of electricity if you want to turn it into steam. There's always an excess of solid fuel. So that's another viable strat with this. But for getting started, yeah, you just want the tiny bit of accumulators, one lightning collector. You do have to produce the lightning collector, of course, which means you're going to have to get some sort of science coming in. But you could use the lightning tower here and maybe a couple more and it would still work, in theory. We got that done. Science is definitely in the positive across the board now. On these, what do we have? 9 biolabs on each side? Or is it 8 now? It's 9. So on 18 biolabs, we're getting 34,000 SPM, research prod, ESPM. And we're getting a surplus of all the sciences, except agricultural, of course, which I don't because I want to keep it fresh. But we can take up agricultural at any point. I figure I can double the export we're getting right now without having to even build anything other than what we already have. That's how good this blueprint is. I just love this silo setup here. All the fruits in here are always fresh. Oh no, military's good. It just looks like the other lamps. It's because it's gray. You can see there is a slight variation, but we've got a lot of military science. Yeah, 9.4 million. That's good. So at this point, by my calculations, Promethium science will run out first. Because I've stopped Promethium science for the time being. We're under 5 million now. We were at 12 million Promethium science when I started the novice overhaul and the lab restructure. So since that time, we have burned 7 million Promethium science. We had 10 million cryo, we're at 7 million now. EM science is still coming down, but it should level out a little bit more now. I think I'll only need maybe one more of those EM hubs to keep up at this tick. Everything else is in the green, by far. Even the production science, which is surprising. I'm not sure which one it is. It could be. Yes, that the research prod. The research prod, you get half SPM as you would from any other research, except I think follow a robot count, which is really fast. At least among the infinite sciences. Yeah, that's why this is ESPM. So on every other research, we would be getting about 68,000 SPM, close to 70. But that's also going to mean a lot more science pack consumption, which is why I want to keep it in the plus. I like a steady flow of ESPM like we're getting, but I always try to keep science in the positive, because I know as soon as we switch to something else, the science is going to go faster. Yes, I would like, I think we need 3 more levels of asteroid prod to get the 300% limit without the productivity modules. I think we need a couple more plastic bar levels to get that at 300. I think I need 3 more scrap recycling levels to get that at 300 with only efficiency modules. Maybe another rocket fuel level or 2. After that, we should be good. I will probably shift focus back to worker robot speed. because I want the supply factory here to be all bots. This is going to be a fluid throughput supply factory. We've got more than enough resources and ores here. Can make anything we need. I got a huge storage. I did have to get a calcite import down here, which we now have. I hooked up this train. This is the supply train. This will bring calcite to the south base, and it will bring up here whatever we need. In terms of intermediate cargo, I don't have anything yet because we don't need anything. I haven't rigged it up yet. Only thing coming through here is calcite to the south. Yeah, if we ever need molten copper, iron, any one of the fluids, we got it here. I can always drain the tank and get lubricant or anything else I want. Lubricant is really not something you want to be shipping by this unless you have a specialized build. These artilleries go off every now and again, keeping it safe here, keeping our radius and perimeter secure. The death train I will eventually have rigged up to a loop around all of our infrastructure. I probably won't loop it around the choke points because those are already good. But the infrastructure, I want the artillery train to circle for sure. Choke points have been holding really well. Yeah, my choke points, that's what I'll do. Early on, I'll set up lasers. Later on, I'll put in Tesla turrets. You can tell my earlier choke points because they're still using ammo. Yeah, these work really well. And I make sure I always get radars at my choke points so I can keep an eye on biter expansion. This one is still running ammo, yeah. I gotta upgrade this soon. We need to upcycle all this epic stuff. We still got uncommons here. Wow, look at that. This one I do have botted because this was like a major choke point early. Holy crap, we got another one already? I've never gotten two that quickly. This is a lucky stream. Let's go. The legendaries are so fast. The Gamba is here. Okay, what are we looking at the end of the line here for agriculture now? Anything below 80% is not accepted. We are at 81%. That is accepted. How much longer for this next level? 31 hours. We're getting there. Should pass 35k with the next level, SPM. Or ESPM. UPS is looking good, even at full zoom. This is the heaviest bot concentration right here. We're still getting 60. That's clean. What are we getting on full zoom at Volcanus right now? Still getting 60. A little under 60 every now and again, but for Vulcanus, this is good. For this level of production, this is really good. I had to run the coal train right up through the main bus here, the fluid bus, to expand the production science. The production science is going to go way to the west here. By the time we get to my SPM goals, we're probably going to be way out here. This coal is starting to go a little quicker than I'd like. We still have plenty. And we have insane levels of mining prod, because I focused on that early. But we are going to have to get another coal patch at some point. I'm eyeing this one. This is a big coal patch, and it's not too far. But it is right between two different demolisher territories, so I'll have to take out 2 demolishers to get that. But I have a plan for that too. I've shipped in a little something to Vulcanus to make the demolishers trivial. And I mean trivial. As in, I have something that can one-shot demolishers. How much coal we got left here in the base? 28k? Yeah, that's starting to go. We're running the highest prod we can right now for the petroleum, which is the highest consumption. But coal liquefaction is still very busy here. We're going through a lot of coal. Yeah, the worms don't have any hope. As soon as I pull out my secret weapon on them, they're done. What's up, Dread? Fellow engineer, welcome. Checked out your VOD the other day, Dread. Looks like your factory's coming along very nicely. Ah, the synchronized Lunchkas. We've already got 2 legendary biter nests this stream, Dread. The gotcha's here. Maybe I should pull for Tribby. Okay, let's get that import to Gleba now. So that when we're ready to expand there, we'll have it on lock. Did I not call up the assemblers? I thought I called those up. I guess not. It must have been on the landing pad. Yeah, we'll be able to double the science output of all of these small platforms. We'll be able to pull in 16,000. That's so good for this little platform. And it's pretty quick too. 211, that's good on one thruster. They're so cheap to produce. And they will run at normal quality too. Love these freaking things. Have we bottomed out on Holmium yet? Okay, yes, we have bottomed out on Holmium now. So this will be just a tad bit slower, not much. Still phenomenal. I am very satisfied with the speed of this. And the cost is just, oh, so good. Most of these machines are running close to limit. This is how all my EM science is going to go from now on. It's just find a scrap pile, drop this, and then we're good. 5 or probably about 400 SPM from each one. This is how I Fulgora. We won't even need trains. Expansion will require me to leave, though, or be the Spidertron. I do want to keep one scrap train for the main base, just because we need to bring scrap to the main base. That's just how it goes. It's a master block. This is where all of our EM plants are coming from, and recyclers, of which we have 420. That's a great amount there. I love that. And we have 820. Holy crap. We're loaded on EM plants and recyclers for a long time. So what is the big hurdle right now for production, I think? What are we short on more than anything else? It's got to be the cryo plants. Because we've got legendary biochambers unlocked now. We were short on those. Now I've got hundreds. I guess I should start upcycling the cryo plants again. Now that we've got Aquila moving regularly. I did double the amount of science we're getting here now. This is a really clean, compact little cryo setup here. Works out really good. They're also efficient. They're not running at a ton of electricity. Yeah, I'm gonna need my cryo plant upcycler here. I don't need the fluorocaton for this. And just like that, we got cryo plant upcycling. It's a little slow, but okay, we've still got 16. That's not enough. We need 40 at least. So we're gonna let this run for a while. We should have more than enough intermediates here. Blue circuits will be the thing to watch. Solid fuel is good here. That looks great. Oil's not going to be a problem. So Solid fuel getting a little low here. I guess I should probably turn on that filter again, right? Yeah, let's get some more solid fuel up there. Aquilo stable. Okay, what else are we going to need? I need to make sure I'm getting the right quality here. Okay, yeah, no beacon's good. There's nothing worse than placing a quality machine where you can't see there's a speed beacon. Now that we've got cryoscience going regular, we're not recycling as much solid fuel. Because it's keeping up just fine without it. So that's going to save on our oil. Not that oil is scarce on Aquilo, but... These cryo plants here for the prod science, I figure they can provide maybe up to 10 different columns. So I can continue this plastic belt for another 6 columns and it will still provide plastic. And then on the 10th column down, we have to add another plastic cryo plant, which is why I'm running the coal line through here. All this is tileable. Oh, that's beautiful. Military's still keeping up. Don't have to use any stone. All the stone is just crafted. I think the stone crafter is one of the most satisfying aspects of this game. Just taking that huge iron demand from the prod science and turning it into stone. And basically having it feed itself. It just feels so efficient and so clean. All of the mass production arrays I've seen for the production science are massive. The one Nilius has is absolutely massive, and it inserts into the lava, which is a waste and a UPS drain. I know Nilius doesn't like the recipe switching, but I think he only knew about the random input at that time, which uses the selector combinator. I just use RS latches. There's not really much being wasted here at all. I know some people like to just insert into lava, and it's definitely effective, but when you're trying to be UPS friendly, you gotta have recyclers. That's the way to go. That said, I do have all this excess stone here. I could be using a stone bus. But with expansion, it's in my experience, it's never enough. Even as I add more molten arrays and the demand for the molten and copper goes up, it's just never equal to the amount of stone you need for the military and production science. So I just decided rather than having an excess, I will use the Stonecrafter. And then we don't even have to worry about it. All of our numbers are still good here. That's great. $82,000. Yeah, I made sure I shipped in a lot of these. No shortage of power on Volcanus. Looks like we're idling around 500 MW now, topping out about just under 1 GW. I'm probably going to have to get at least the 6 core up eventually. Because the starter array is not going to hold much longer as we expand. At Legendary, we get 1.8 GW out of it. I think this is going to be the one. This is all uncommon. So it's not that hard to get, and we get 4.1 GW out of this. I could go with the 18 core, but it's just so massive. And use extendo nuclear plant. Electricity, it just goes, it just piles up. You don't think you're using that much, and then before you know it, you're actually looking at something like this, like, you know, maybe I could actually find a way to use all that 8.7 GW. For me, like I say, it's going to be, we're going to have a massive factory because I have such a penchant for efficiency modules. And everything I have has to be running at least 1 or 2 efficiency modules. While those mods are definitely tempting, we don't do mods here, Dread. At least not for these playthroughs. This is legit. No cheat, no mod, Space Age. I wanted to get, like, the texture mod pack that reduces the amount of textures to increase UPS. But again, that kind of defeats the point of what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to get UPS friendly for vanilla Space Age. Oh, I bet. I mean, what do you do with that much electricity? How can you even burn that much electricity? I guess mass foundries and cryo plants with all speed modules is the way. I'm kind of torn whether I want to turn on, or excuse me, whether I want to add more biolabs once the chem science caps. Because I think chem science will be the first one to cap. Do I add more biolabs? I don't think so, because like I say, I like to keep the surplus where we're at. It helps me better to gauge things. So I guess we'll just keep letting it stack until this level of research prod is done. I keep forgetting I need to get this Gleba. Let's do that now. The future of Gleba depends upon this. That's looking good. That's looking wonderful. I love to see these. Never enough. We're making these on Novice too, because we do have spoilers there. And Volcanus is just going to use more and more of those efficiency modules. Because my modular builds use a lot of them. All these silos run at limit. Most of these machines are running at or near limit. It's just so clean. And see, the crazy thing about all this is I could speed it up even more by, you know, speed module instead of efficiency module here and there. Could get even more out of it. But there's always that equilibrium I like to find between speed and efficiency. We're not even using these foundry serial anymore. Maybe I should take these down? I don't know, I guess I should leave them up just in case, right? That's a beautiful sight. Okay, I'm going to leave the beacons on this platform now. This has definitely turned into our interplanetary supply platform, which is usually what happens. The first platform is obviously the Iron Farmer. Yeah, I'm going to leave these up here. And then the Iron Farmer evolves into the Space Science. And then the second platform starts out as the Iron Farmer that builds its own space platform on site until it's ready for the first interplanetary platform, which is what these have become. And then once we reach the point where we need the big science export from Volcanus, I engineer the Intrepid to handle the big science cargoes from Volcanus. And the old Volcanus platform essentially becomes the calcite cruiser. And then it also doubles as our interplanetary transport because it doesn't really get that much use at all. We have so much calcite on Novice. So I can use it to supply any other planet except Aquilo. Aquilo, we use the Intrepid, obviously. Just because it's freaking awesome and does everything. And it's fast and has massive cargo. But yeah, this level of production, 8 platforms, including Space Casino and Space Science, it's really clean. Promethean platform hasn't moved in a while. I'm not going to send out the Promethean platform until we have dipped under 1 million Promethean science. I guess in theory I should let it go even lower than that. Maybe 200,000. I do like having a lot of extra Promethean science, just not in the millions like we've had. I think 100, 200, 200,000 is probably a safe number. Because the thing with the Promethean is it has to be running. Especially if you're going for steady ESPM, it has to be running constantly. Unless you got buffer ships. I'm really interested to see at what ESPM does this platform not keep up anymore. That's going to be really interesting to find out. At that point, I'll probably just build another one. Because this is about as UPS friendly as you can get for this size. All about that equilibrium. Space Casino has finished over 2,000 products now for the iron and copper ore. Holy moly. This little thing puts out a giant factory's worth of legendaries. There goes more. How much legendary ice do we have now? It might be starting time to think about the legendary cryoscience. 78,000? Yeah, that's not enough yet. That's a lot of legendary carbon. That's definitely going into carbon fiber. Probably going to start shipping some of that to Gleba soon. Okay, we got in 2 shipments to Gleba, good. Can take that off now. Time to increase this. Quality modules, should probably cap this at 100. We don't use much quality modules really. Just because my upcyclers are so efficient. You only need 1 machine for the upcycle. I need to get radars up here when I come back to Fulgora, because we can't see what's going on there. How are we doing here? We're definitely using every last bit of that holmium. There's no holmium going to waste here. Utility is slow here now. We might have to step up utility. I do like to get a little bit from Fulgora. Most of it obviously comes from Volcanus. Okay, yeah, that'll be okay for now. I'm going to increase these foundations. As we expand Fulgora and Volcanus further, we're going to need more foundations there. Okay, Gleba now has everything it's going to need for the next expansion. Once we're ready for that. I don't even need Tesla turrets for the main base because we have such high levels of physical projectile damage and flamethrower damage. In addition to having uranium rounds. Yeah, 24 plus 625 physical, that's beefy. Stompers might be able to do a little bit of damage here, but they're not going to last long. They have no flame resistance. And we have not had any issues with pentapods in, I think, hundreds, if not thousands of hours. I put up artillery before we did the major redesign, and they have just been nowhere to be found. In addition, our spore cloud is really low. This level of production, that's a low spore cloud. The space is in a pretty good spot. We're in between Yumako and Jellynut biomes. But the way I like to do things might be... Well, no. Like, this is really good here. I'll easily be able to connect a Jellynut and a Yumako biome here for the outposts. And then we'll probably be able to get a couple here. Playing your song, Zensi. I could start Spidertrons again, but we don't need to. Novice is quiet. Gleba's quiet. We're gonna let this cook for a minute. No way. That's 3? What's going on? That's, we getting biter nests today, like, I need to go to the casino or something. We haven't even been live an hour and a half yet. We've already gotten 3 of them. There's been periods where 6, 7 hours have gone by. We haven't got one. That is crazy lucky. At this rate, we're going to have full silos of legendary biter nests in no time. Thanks, Sensei. I know you appreciate it. Welcome. Hey, we already got one. Nice. Might be time to get the agricultural towers up, folks. Should we start planting trees? Okay, time to turn that on. Wow, that was quick. Guess I better do it here too. Speed them up a little bit. Was not expecting green circuits to get full that quickly. We'll see if that's fast enough. I should probably go full speed. Now we're gonna need an import for that. Still backing up. Not good. Unforeseen consequences are arising, as they always do. Once we get it down to the constant, it should be fine. We gotta get more speed though. Okay. This is why I have extra modules laying around here. It was keeping up in testing, but it was not at a full load of green circuits, which again was unexpected. Still backing up. Bad. Freaking green circuits, not what I expected. We might have to get a quad for the green circuits too. That's ridiculous. Yeah, it's always the copper that's backing up. Gotta be full speed ahead. Oh, looks like we're making a trip back to Fulgora. Which means I need to stop production of these because you cannot upgrade biter nests if you're off planet. The Spider Protron will not put a legendary biter nest on top of an epic biter nest. In what I feel is a grievous and gross oversight by the mods. Please fix that in the new update, guys, because that's ridiculous. Not happy about this. Wait, why are you not taking green circuits here? Something's wrong here. So we need the quad recycler for red and green circuits. Oh, that's so dumb. I can't believe the green one's also needed. It's that dang copper cable. So much copper cable. Cannot delete it fast enough. Yo, what's up, Ish? We got more circuits than I know what to do with, yeah. Looking to invest? You've already invested heavily in Zarcorp, Ash, so I believe you are our #1 investor. So whatever tech you need, just request and I'll put in the queue for it. Our engineers will get hard at work on it. All right, now we're going to come back here. We had a mistake. Mistakes were made here on Fulgora. I underestimated the amount of intermediates coming from recycling. Okay, let's fix this garbage. We might need more accumulators now. That's not good. Now my wire looks janky. Okay, there we go. Now it's keeping up. I am taking all this nonsense. We'll dump it here at the main base, because we need them here. Okay, now... no, I have not read that, Ash. Feel free to DM me or post on the Discord in Technology, the white paper. Because, yeah, as you know, I'm no slouch when it comes to alternative energy. And I'm glad that you thought of me while reading that, Ash. I'm flattered by that, so thank you. I like being thought of in that context. Okay, we gotta do the same thing over here now. Yeah, that makes my day, Ash. Thank you. Was that like common reading material for you, Ash? Are you an avid researcher? Okay, now I gotta fix my wire. Still kind of janky, but not as janky. Ah, I gotta fix it. It's driving me nuts. There, I fixed it. Do not cross the streams. You gonna be around tomorrow, Ash? 5 p.m. for the Monochi special that show's organizing? That's gonna be hype. This wire could be better. Wait a minute, what? Oh, I see it now. Yeah, it's supposed to be a pretty long race, so... To quote Show, it won't be short. So we know when Show says it won't be short, that it's going to be very long. Because we know you, Show. We know what you do. Okay, now this is working as intended, which means we have to get a new blueprint. Okay. Now, just for good measure, since I'm here, I should probably get another one of these put down. Where's another scrap pile? We could go south. We could go west. Let's go south. Actually, no, I haven't deconstructed that yet. Let's go west. There's a little scrap pile there. I'm gonna test the Spidertron here. Okay, Spidertron can be damaged. Not worth. Freaking stack inserters, that's what I forgot. What's up, ma'am? We're doing some work today. How are you? What else do we need there for that? Bunch of stuff. Should have most of that. Speed module, stack inserter, and radar. Cherub should have speed modules on it, right? Yep. But not enough. We gotta go to Volcanus. New science hub? For like labs or individual sciences? That's exactly what we're doing here, so. We're putting up one of my latest ones, which is this EM Science Hub. Every drop of holmium goes to EM Science here. Just drop this on a scrap pile and then it works. Good stuff. And it launches and exports its own, and it's self-sustaining. We just had to update it though because it wasn't recycling green circuits fast enough. Okay, pick up speed modules from here and then we'll go to Fulgora. That's big throughput there. This is what I'm running here. This is working pretty good for now. This will probably work until, its throughput is reached, which could be quite a while from now still. Right now I've got the logistics chest on this side, the buffer chest on this side, and the requesters call from the buffers here. And then they go down the line. Works pretty good. Eventually we're going to have these probably feeding this side too. I figure it'll be about maybe 20 plus biolabs at this speed. Right now we're running 9 on each side, top and bottom. When we get to 20, that's probably when throughput's going to cap, and we'll start building over here. Chem science will be capping soon. Okay, what are we missing here? Speed modules, not enough? Speed module's slow right now. What's going on? We'll get him from Novice. Should have a ton of them there. Oh, that's why we're not calling in the quality here yet, or it's not going in. Let's fix that. There we go. That should get some legendaries. Go, science, go. Yeah, I should just import it from here. I forgot I got more speed modules on Novice right now than Volcanus. We still got stack and surge, right? Okay, yeah, we got those. And radar I need to make on site. Free playing for now. gonna have you wait here so I can take off when we're done. Okay, she'll start working now and we'll get another 500 SPM. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Will be a while before it turns on because we need the copper cables to start recycling first. Once it does, we'll be in business. Okay, we're done here. Okay, now I can start the legendary biter nest production again. We've already gotten 3 this stream, which is incredible. Uranium is keeping up, that's great. Alright, that job's done. Next job, probably going to be Aquilo. Maybe. Job's always kind of shuffling around here. How much cryo plants we got now? Oh, we already got 3 more cryo plants. Let's go. We should have these for too long. Okay, back on Novice. Let's get our menus turned on. These new prototypes are going to be great for when we do the normal quality runs. Still debating if I want to make one of these for production science or not. Maybe even utility. Just don't like the idea of having to bust things in. You know, I'm trying to make these things completely self-sufficient. You just drop it and then it works. So it's like a pipeline, fluid throughput here. Early production science and even mid-game production science kind of favors a main bus. It's only late game where you really start wanting to go with the fluid throughput bus or the Stonecrafter. This is production science made easy right here. Just bust in coal and then run the fluid of, what do we need? Petrol and molten lava. And there's one more thing that's coming in here, calcite. And that's it. And then you get basically free production science from the Stonecrafter. No better place than Vulcanus for production science, in my opinion. Fulgora good. Novice also good, but Vulcanus just better. I don't need this massive stone mine busting in these insane amounts of stone. Everything's just made on site. 520 SPM from 2 assemblers. It's too good to be true, people. It's like the Space Casino. I'm pretty sure this is not how the devs were intending people to make production science, but this is, in my opinion, the most efficient way to make production science. And the most UPS-friendly way. Okay, we're really not going to know what science job is needed yet until one of them starts to flatline, which will be Promethium first. And Promethium we've already got on lock. I'm not worried about Promethium. EM science is now on lock. It's definitely going to be cryoscience as a question mark. Because all of these others I have got locked down now to tileable, easily expandable blueprints. For every one of these, except cryo is going to be the one, I think. I'm still not satisfied with my cryo setup. It's good, but I don't think it's good enough yet. Again, we won't really know until we burn through another, what, at least 6 million cryoscience? This is definitely going down much slower now. This might even stabilize. We might get stability or even a surplus of EM science now. How is the new hub doing? Have we started recycling yet? No, we're still a ways. At 22k is when things turn on because we start getting copper plates. I do have a much more compact version of this. that doesn't even store most of the intermediates at all. It just voids them all. And that gets about 350 SPM. This, I figure, is getting closer to probably 500 SPM. And the holmium will just continue to stack up until the copper plates come on. At that point, the holmium will start to be consumed, and it'll be really hot. It'll go really fast for a while with EM Science until the holmium bottoms out, and then I think it stabilizes around, I would guess, 450 to 500 SPM. Which is, I'm pretty sure, what we're getting here now, as holmium has bottomed out here. None wasted. I can also get a big export of any Fulgora intermediate I need here, because I've got these set to constants. Yep. Oh, that's so beautiful, just knowing that anytime I want, I could just pull it from here, and there's always plenty of it. This is the scrap setup I always wanted right here. But wasn't quite sure how to do, because I just wasn't good enough yet, and I hadn't had enough experience. Now it's, oh, so satisfying. Expansion is just as easy as drop another one of those on a scrap pile. Just like Gleba. Expansion will be as easy as drop one of these in a Yumako field with the farm. I'm gonna have to refine my blueprint for that. Because we do need a supply train to get in with rocket parts. Because I launched right off site from the farm. And then we'll connect a jelly nut train to one of these. And it will produce 3,900 SPM, easy. Gleba expansion made very easy. I'm really looking forward to refining the blueprint for this. For my outposts, rather. I think it's going to be really neat. But I won't have to for a while because this is just so good. This will provide for a long time. But I am looking very forward to that when the time comes. And we've got more than enough biochambers for a big expansion now. Legendary biochambers are not easy to get. It's probably one of the most difficult recipes in terms of upcycling. I produce a ton of normal quality, and then whatever else comes out uncommon, obviously I keep. And then like at around 10,000 biochambers, I will start upcycling. Because you want to keep everything fresh, and you want to upcycle quickly. That's how you maximize the amount you get from... I think I had 20,000, or close to it, normal quality biochambers. And by the time they all finished upcycling at max quality, I think we had around 270 legendaries. So from 20,000 to 200, it's a big gap, but you really want the legendary biochambers. They're just so incredibly good. And they have utility. They can also be used for oil cracking. We do that on Volcanus and Novice right now to keep up with that huge petroleum demand. I did have oil cracking set up here, but we don't need it anymore on Gleba. The only cryoplant product we need is the sulfuric. Because we get bioplastic, we can get biocarbon. We got sulfur. Those are essentially the big three cryoplant products. Cryoplant largely not needed on Gleba. How's our copper ore? We still at 50k? Nice. Yeah, this worked out really good. We got this set to the right one. I could condense this down further and actually have it switch recipes as needed. But for this scale, I like to have both. Because we need the copper bacteria quickly. Fresh agricultural science coming in. End of the line, are we still 80%? We are at 84%. That's hot. Ooh. That is extremely satisfying. Holy moly. The dopamine is starting again. It's starting. And it looks like Metallurgic has capped. One more to go. We are in there right now. Almost 400k utility science already? Holy moly. We're swimming in science packs right now, people. We're literally swimming in them. Yeah, Promethium will run out first. At that 200k, we send the platform and find out. We test our new biter egg setup. We should have a couple more legendary nets by that time. At all legendary, I wonder how long it'll take to call up 50,000 biter eggs. Probably pretty quick. I don't think spoilage times are going to be a problem at all. Which means we might have to refine the platform further or build a new one. A new mass platform. They just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And at this point, beyond this point, we're really stretching the equilibrium of size to speed without stacking. I don't want to do stacking. I don't like thruster stacking. It's not UPS friendly. And yeah, we're also hitting the limits of what is UPS friendly here. How do I make this bigger? I guess the only thing is maybe we bring the belt weave down here and do another belt weave down here. Fill in all this space. But then it's going to be slower. But because of the increased speed from our quality biter egg nests, might be able to make up for that. Because this is a good belt weave. I'm really satisfied with this belt weave. It's a double lane belt weave. It's not a single lane. Which is why it looks a little unconventional. We'll see where it goes. Again, we won't have to make a new Promethean platform for a long time, I don't think. Probably not until at least beyond 100k SPM. Or ESPM, rather. Storage is looking much better. Plucking out a lot of this excess science that we had. Does this stone outpost even turn on anymore? I don't think it does. No, this isn't even on. That's glorious. Uranium is keeping up real good. I've turned off the quality Kovarks for now. Because we want the normal quality right now to upcycle those biter nests. We need a lot of U-235. The biter nest upcycling is difficult and slow because you can't recycle any products from them. You can only recycle them into themselves, and the chances of getting legendaries from that are very low. So you just have to have a really fast and clean normal quality processing for the U-235 and Kovarks. Only 2 centrifuges right now supplying it. They're fast. Legendary centrifuges are pretty costly to get, but I wanted to get a bunch of them. Because I knew the way that I like to do Promethium just basically demands the quality biter egg nests. I don't like to have this gigantic, huge island of biter egg nests at normal quality to get enough eggs, just because it's not UPS friendly. Way better to go with the quality nests and save on quantity. In my opinion. Again, not for everyone. The cost is steep here. How many barrels of floor kettle coal have we burned through now? I started nest upcycling and we had 120,000. So almost 40,000 floor kettle cold barrels now. We might have to increase that import soon. Beacon disposal, yeah, those work good. My disposal system is pretty easy here. All the biter eggs will get dropped to here, except for what's needed at the buffer where we're processing the production 3 modules. Productivity, rather. But yeah, this is secured. These are fast. They get the biter eggs out quickly. Set spoiled first. I also have it on the Promethean platform because, you know, things can happen. I don't give them the courtesy of being yeeted into space. We straight up dispose of them right here from this combinator. And it's actually really fast. It's not as fast as yeeting them off the platform, but it's almost as fast. And again, if you're a good engineer, you'll never have to use this anyway. This is just a contingency. And then this combinator clears the cryo plants when I need to clear them. Very satisfied with this Promethean platform. Let's see, we are almost there. Yeah, we only need, what, 22 more legendary biter egg nests, and we're there. Oh, this feels good, man. Normal quality, we would probably need like 4 times as many nests, and it would take up this ungodly amount of space. The quality biter egg nests are worth going for, in my opinion. Absolutely worth it. Check in on our Fulgora science. $5K, we're not there yet. It'll still be a bit before this turns on. Hold me, I'm already at 1700 though. That's great. How are the others faring? Not clogged? Still flowing? And you are still going as well. Excellent. Okay, how much does this get now when it gets here? Show me at least 3K. And we get 5K. Let's go. That's acceptable. I need to rehydrate. I'll be right back. Okay, we back. Everything checks out at the control center. I think Iron Plate Uncommon is going down. I hope it is. How many legendaries we got? 1,400, not bad. Wow, tungsten ore caught up? That feels good, man. Looks like coal's caught up too. Holy crap. Coal and tungsten caught up at this stage? Barely, but yeah. Cooking it out hot. What is the SPM on that metallurgic array? 3K? 3K from one machine? That's hot. That's really hot. We will not have to scale up metallurgic very much. That's a ton of metallurgic from one foundry. The whole science array on Greba gets 3,900. One machine gets 3K? Phew. There's a song, it's called I Can't Get No Satisfaction. Well, this is the opposite. Now we're seeing some legendaries down here. All of these arrays are well ahead except for the production science. Meaning we can get more science and I don't have to build anymore. Well, it looks like the military... How close is the military? It's on its way back now. Looks like the military is almost right on the money. Yep, and that silo gets full like just a moment before it arrives. That's really well timed there. Freaking love it. Sho did say there might be late night Nans tonight, so we'll have to see about that. He said he's got a meeting that'll probably run over. Sho's been hot lately. He's got a two-win streak. He's been making the good moves. Logistic and automation science are way, way ahead of the game. I don't think we'll need to add another one of these for a very long time. This one, I don't even know if we will have to add another one. 10,000 science per minute? Really fast array for the automation science. We still got green here for our repair kits and fuel, good. Supply base, this is probably not even going to be needed until we hit like over 100k SPM. Even then, I mean, Novice, there's very little production going on Novice right now. Aside from upcycling here, the Omni Foundry making all the products that the factory needs. The backup science assemblers, these only come on when science is needed. So ideally, I don't want these to come on at all, but I do have them here just in case. Wanted to get at least, you know, up to production science, so, you know, if I'm redesigning something and science comes to a standstill, everywhere else we can still get at least mining productivity here. And I've also got the normal quality here now. Not that I'm going to actually use these, but for future playthroughs, this is how I'm doing science. As soon as we get Vulcanus, as soon as we get that foundry import, all of my science is going into this, because this is clean and good. I guess I probably should just leave the production science one, you know? It just seems better to do it on Vulcanus, in my opinion. Way better. I've already got one that's at, you know, legendary quality. And there's, we get, what, 900 SPM on this from 2 assemblers? That's good. But you do have to bust in the stone. Which is why Vulcanus is so much better, because it just makes its own stone. $3,900, $3,800? We've got more prod modules than any other module, which is what I want. I actually have doubled upcycling for these here, because prod modules are usually needed more than anything else. Unless you're me and you might end up using more efficiency modules, because you're just that kind of player. We've got quality to upcycle here, that's good. And we've got 12 sitting in there. So before I started to overhaul everything, the name of the game was overproduction. I overproduced everything. I obviously hoarded too much. I overhoarded things. Because I knew there would come a point where I actually learned the game and then I would want to, you know, kind of revamp everything, and I want to ensure that I had enough of everything. I think 13 million calcite is enough. We've even got 2 million quantum processors here. I imported 2 million quantum processors. It's because I like to have quantum processors on Novice. For one, you can make railgun turrets on Novice. You don't have to make them on Aquilo. I actually like making them on Novice better, because then you can just launch them straight up without having to import them. Because most space platforms are built above Novice anyway. Another reason being, if for some reason in testing you didn't have enough quantum processors, and those biter eggs are sitting up there and not able to be processed, then I can call up whatever I need from Novice and make sure that all those eggs get processed, no matter what. So between those two factors, I figured, yeah, let's Let's bring it in. What do we got going on here? Biochambers, right? Yep. It's like we had a hatch here. Biochamber upcyclers are built different, like I told you people. It's weird. If you don't have a large influx to upcycle quickly, then you're going to get spoilage times for things you don't want, like epic and legendary eggs and other ingredients. You also have to make sure you have this filtered to normal quality ingredients, or nutrients rather, because it will consume the quality nutrients here rather than here and essentially waste them. So be sure to filter your biochambers for upcycling, people. I'm definitely satisfied with the yield that we did get. This will be more than enough biochambers for a very long time because they're so efficient. And yeah, that's where we're at right now. We're about 3 hours into the stream. I would like to get another legendary biter nest before I cut stream. Work order. What did we get done? We got Fulgora done and refined. We got the new science outpost up on Fulgora, which was needed. We did some work on Gleba. Take 15 minutes to do it. I don't think I have ingredients to just make one. Yeah, I don't have those legendary. I do have this legendary. And I probably can get these legendary. But yeah, this is going to be a no-go on legendary. We got to wait it out. What else did we do? I don't think we did anything on Volcanus, right? We just checked on stuff. At Gleba, we got those imports we're going to need for the new outpost that's going to be coming up in the future. I've already sent in most of the legendary upgrades and done the upgrade planners on each planet. That was a task. We still have things to do with the Spidertrons, but most of that work is done. $9K now. I'll probably hang out until this turns on, I think. We'll check to make sure that it's running okay, and we'll have more EM science and I know what to do with. I need to check LDS here. How are we doing? Ooh, LDS is dipping. I need to get an alarm here. LDS under 5,000, I want this to go off. Dang you, autosave. Okay, now we'll know if that gets too low. This is already circuited to ensure 10K blue circuits. And there's no way we're running out of flying robot frames, because this is Fulgora. Okay, that's looking good. And we've got another 2 legendary cryoplants. Oh, the quality cryoplants is so good. Anything you can quality upcycle in cryoplant, you should. Just because of the mass quality bonus you get. Yeah, we should have 40 relatively quickly. How are we doing for superconductors here? We have 584,000. That's going to be plenty, I think. I mass hoarded on Aquilo. As soon as I could start getting big imports to Aquilo, I started just bringing it in. Didn't care what it was. Oh, extra red circuits? Extra plastic? Sure, bring it in. Extra green circuits? Yep. Extra sulfuric acid barrels? Yep. We got 71,000 water barrels here. 580,000 carbide. I needed to ensure that Aquilo was stocked. We were running nuclear power here for a time, which is why you see the fuel cells. The uranium I can actually make on site here. I can make the nuclear fuel on site on Aquilo. We've already got 9,000, so it's over 9,000. Yeah, this is really good now that we got cross lands going. We're not wasting nearly as much solid fuel. I need to check up here. Yeah, I'm gonna keep letting that run for a bit. We need more solid fuel up here. Beacon upcycling is still going. We're almost at 1,000. Let's go. Once that caps, that'll lower the bot demand quite a bit. Not that it's too high right now. Yeah, for most of my mega base setups, I like to have the logistic network and the logistic storage close to one another. And then I've got my Omni Foundry here and my little mall to make whatever I need. Because the Omni Foundry makes all these intermediates, which is, you know, pretty much everything you need for every factory. The Vulcanus is a little different. Obviously, we have this for the Molten, and we have the landfill and stone setup. And then the logistic network and the bots provide most everything that's needed for production in terms of planetary exports and sustaining the factory, such as circuits. Like I say, planetary exclusives. We have upcycling for foundries, big mining drills, and speed modules here. I also produce all my quality tier 2 modules on Vulcanus, mostly because of the free sulfuric. So anytime we need tier 2 modules anywhere, I can just import them from here. Because tier 2 modules are really good. For their cost, they're really good. You should always start producing modules as soon as you can get them. I see so many players and their machines are largely absent of modules, and it drives me crazy. Every machine must be moduled. And then I've got the logistic exports here for the silos. And then the planetary science array, which obviously is tileable and expandable. And then in case of Vulcanus, the base science array. You can see the same kind of theme with all of my factories. Storage, mall, production, upcycling, silo export, science. I try to minimize my train networks. I see so many have these huge and massive train networks, and they rarely, if ever, get fully used. I mean, they're great for expansion if you're going to play Factorio for thousands of hours, years in the future. But aside from that, I try to minimize my amount of rail infrastructure. One, because I like testing my defenses, and I'm used to playing Deathworld Marathon, which basically commands that. Another, that's just my style of building. I only like to produce what's needed. At least that's how I am now. I used to be hoard everything, overproduce everything. Then I had to deal with the headache that comes with realizing, oh, UPS is tanking and we have too much storage. And I call that the Age of Enlightenment for Factorio. There's pre-UPS Enlightenment and then there's post-UPS Enlightenment. UPS just changes everything. Take it from me, who spent 700 hours on Novice for my first play of Space Age. And I was designing things with Novice tech, rare quality things. I had assemblers going that rivaled the speed of EM plants and foundries. I had such over-engineered before I left Novice. 50,000 bots active in the factory. I had logistic boxes circuited individually. Everyone had a wire. Bots transferring hundreds of thousands of ore in between storage chests to where they need to go. It was a train wreck for a while, but it was fun. I think about it now and I just cringe. Are we coming along here? We hit 10K yet? We did. We hit 11K. Okay, so this will be pretty soon. Make the epic cryo plant. I guess we could work on some Spidertron or logistics for Aquilo here. Let's see, heating tower. Skill chest, inserter, burners. Pipes, poles will be good. Construction bots. We need logistic bots on Aquilo. Yo, what's up, Time? Welcome in. We're doing some imports at the moment. How are you? I should go legendary, right? Tired? Probably something to do with geomagnetism or something along those lines. Fatigue is a thing. We need to start getting them in to the network on Aquilo. We need to start getting out some of the normal qualities to be upcycled. I want to get a good supply of legendaries here first. Yeah, let's only get in legendary from this point. Really never enough. Let's go ahead and put them in here. Okay, nice. We got that called in. Uh, 100 might be a bit high. We should probably reduce that. There's no way that's going to be a regular export. So I guess, yeah, like this should probably just be a one-time thing. Let's move that to random. Wow, it's getting fresher. 84.4? So fresh and so clean. And Chem Science has capped. We are now over 200,000 for every science, logistics, storage, except agricultural, which obviously you don't want. Let's freaking go. Oh, that means we're going to need more storage over here, doesn't it? Try to sneak that one by when you did the game. So much science. I should move the Omni Cryo plant. I guess it's not that far away. It's fine. Space science is still holding easily. This platform brings home the motherlode of space science. Doesn't even have to leave novice orbit anymore, because the productivity is so good on the oxides now. Best little platforms you ever see right here. Oh, look at this. We got an alert. I'm glad I alarmed that. Yeah, sure enough, that dipped. Okay. We're gonna have to cap this. That should do it in theory. I'll have to listen for that alarm again. This is why you set alarms, people. That could have been a death spiral. If Fulgora runs out of low densities, that means rocket launches are coming to a halt. So that will slow down utility science somewhat. But we should still be good to pull a 1K. Oh, no, it's still... We're going to need an individual, I think. That should do what I need it to. Okay, yeah, that'll solve that. Solving problems. That's what circuit network does, right? We got another. They're so regular. It just feels good. Should probably start thinking of getting control centers up on each planet to get my alarms ready. We're starting to get to the point now in production where they might be needed. Vulcanus already has one, because that's usually the most important one. It's usually the most abundant one also. Aquillo's also got a pretty big control center because of all the fluid handling. There's also a lot of different intermediates on Aquillo that you have to import. Any one of them falls behind and you could not be able to produce cryoplant, fusion generator, or worse yet, production stops or something. I wanted to increase my fluorocarbon export, that's right. I want to double that at least to 200. Because pretty soon we might start running a bit low on barrels of fluorocarbon, cold. And those are important. If I decide to bring fusion to Fulgora, which I probably won't, then we're going to want them. And we're going to need them for the space platforms too if I make more with fusion power. So yeah, let's double that. No legendary biter nest in a while. This stream started out hot. In the first hour and a half, we had 3 come in. That's crazy. I don't need that many of those on me now. Could always do some concrete work, right? Oh, that looks pretty good. Good concrete work is the sign of all true megabases. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna go with that. Good concrete work is what makes the base stand out. I'm laying my conch. Now it's really starting to look like a motherboard. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Nothing like some good old concrete work to pass the time, right? Let's get those silos. Yeah, that's looking pretty fly there. Looks like there's a couple steps outside. Do I want 2 layers of this? Yeah, why not? To confuse the locals? Yeah, that'll work. Ah, yes, okay, we're using zebra power here. I like it. Okay, there we go. Some nice concrete work done in here. Does this look better than the other one? I don't know, chat. What do you think? Right or left? One of these things is not like the other thing. Like the left more? Yeah, I think I do too. A little more compact. A little bit cleaner line. Alright, yeah, we'll stick with that one. Okay, let's go do that at the south base. Oh, wait, I haven't even done the south base yet. Yeah, let's not worry about it yet. Okay, did this turn on yet? Oh, Houston, we have a problem. We clogged. What the heck? Why are we clogged here? No bots? Oh man, did I blow it? I think I just blew it badly. I didn't put any bots in there, derp. Captain of Industry, yes, I have heard. Spidertron to the rescue. Don't you dare zap me. Why you no put in construction bot? Come on, game, do what I want. For fuck's sakes. Thank you. Why was that so complicated again? Okay, now we're moving. We gotta go get a bunch more stuff. Because I forgot to hook up heavy oil. Mistakes were made, chat. Okay. Always forget something. Gotta get more of those called in. So much is needed. There we go. Why are batteries clogging? That should not be happening. That's weird. That hasn't happened in testing yet. Yep, they are most certainly clogging. Why did that not happen at the others, I wonder? I guess it was because it clogged up all at once. Not even close to fast enough. We've got to get this down to the constant at least. How far over constant we go? Holy crap. There, now it's clear. Now it should be fine. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to be selective about how I set these up next time. Another unforeseen variable. Freaking batteries. Just putting out so much copper and iron. It seems like any intermediate that has more than itself just overwhelms the 2-pack. You have to go with the 4 recycler. But now it should hold. And if not, then more refinement will be needed. But yeah, it's again, that's weird it didn't happen at the other two. We need to go check out what happened over there. I guess I better add speed modules. Fulgora causing issues today. This one's still clear and working. I'm doing that anyway, just in case. Alright, dinner's up, folks, so we're gonna get this bad boy back to base and call it a stream. Almost 4 hours of power a day. Got a lot of good work done. Might have to fine-tune Fulgora a little bit more here. We'll see. But we're able to remote build now, so that's good. Thanks, appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. It was good talking to y'all. It was good talking to you, Gold. Ma'am, Sensi, Dread, Lurkers. Enjoy the VOD, it'll be up soon. Let's give someone the raid. Who are you raiding? Got some good concrete work done. Gonna be time to turn on Promethium here pretty soon. We got the boy High Speed live with the Factorio. We're going there. Great Factorio streamer, great blueprints, great guy. I should type that right. There we go. All right, y'all take care. We'll catch you next stream. Maybe Nans later on. Will depend on what show says. And more factory soon. We got more work to do here. I'm not satisfied with Fulgora. We had 2 hiccups on Fulgora today. Can't have that happen. Y'all take care. We'll see you next time. GG.